It's Freezer Dasher, and this is my mechanic prototype Post-Mortem. The mechanic is time travel by having the player be able to switch between two different levels. It's one represents the past, one the future. I decided to do it this way instead of having the level change, is because it's intended to be a multiplayer game, and changing the level would simply not work as multiplayer. So having the player swap between levels is how I got around that. My main inspiration is from Titanfall 2, with one of the levels in the campaign is about the character time traveling to avoid obstacles and to progress through the level. I thought it was really fluid, really fun, and I was interested to see what that would be like if it was included in the PvP. I mainly tested the game through the several in-person game tests to play testers, mainly being friends, which their data is unreliable since they're probably gonna sugarcoat a lot. But I collected a bunch of quantitative data by how many times the player teleports, as seen here, and how many times they are fired. This to kind of tell, well, where they might be struggling. If fired, could suggest that or something wrong is with the shooting, or if they need to teleport a lot, such as them messing up this platforming area. And the qualitative data I gathered is from them answering a questionnaire, asking if they enjoyed it, why they enjoyed it, and any ideas for improvement. And I got quite a few data. Mainly having issues with shooting and movement. My key findings are that people seem to really enjoy and but struggle with the movement and the shooting. For iteration, I changed the movement sensitivity since it was not very friendly for casual or players that aren't used to control a mouse. So if it is fully fledged, it would be a sensitivity setting, so it's not so important but still included it. And sorry, that the shooting was very inconsistent and kind of boring, with the first playtest requiring 2 shots to kill an enemy, whilst I changed this to only needing 1 shot and firing and upping the firing rate, so it does a lot more satisfaction, and that the player doesn't need to stand still shooting the enemy 2 times, missing half their shots. Give me an example. The development process. I do think the mechanic is a success overall. I have achieved everything I wanted to core mechanic, it being mainly sound effects, special effects, and having the Y level being the same as when the player changes. So for example here, the player drops down, which is very nice, and like this section here drops down on a bunch of enemies. But I can't say for sure if this is a complete success. It's meant to be a multiplayer game, but I have a chance to implement if this would work well in a multiplayer situation. What went wrong? A lot of my personal life got in the way of development, making me lose a bunch of weeks of just having no progress, and just my overall knowledge of Unity and C#, which in hindsight, a lot of the scripts I was struggling making had very simple and easy solutions. If I had more knowledge or experience, I could have easily overcome and not wasted so many weeks on it. What went right? Getting everything I've set out to do, I've done, except for the multiplayer. But I managed to have a player switch between players. This is just the copy of the player that copies their actions, the player swaps between. And that it keeps with the same Y level, so they can platform and time travel during jumps, which I made use through this section and this section. What I've learned, that estimating development process and scheduling is a lot harder than I originally thought. As I already mentioned, personal life got in the way a lot. Unexpected errors or things I expected to get done in a short amount of time took longer, and vice versa, which is a skill which is I think everyone really struggles with, at least to some extent, but and knowledge, and I have learned a great deal of this development, and I've learned a lot more about the Unity engine and scripting in C#, and I've only had a brief experience of this in first year, which is about 2 years ago, so it's been a while. So getting just a refresh, learning how to learn this language properly. It was a great amount of fun and also a great learning experience. And if I were to take this any further, since the main mechanic of time travel is practically fully implemented, except for a few bugs here and there, so it's just mainly getting the multiplayer sorted, tweaking the gun, as you can see there, and probably fixing the player, because when I look all the way down or all the way up, the player does not jump, as I'm not sure if you can hear me spamming the spacebar or not. And that's my post-mortem practically. Yeah.